All right, and your name is?
My name is Danielle, Tatu.
And the name of this castle that we're in?
It's the Corvin Castle.
Okay, now you said that there's a pretty well-known ghost and a ghost story here. Could you tell me about that again?
And that's the story of Anna Candy, who was the wife of the owner of the castle in 1520, so 16th century. And she was, during her lifetime, she was accused of being an adulteress. And so she was tortured to confess to this crime of hers. And then she was taken to the execution spot in the yard of the castle and she was decapitated. And they say that she is still around here waiting for her lover, the captain of the guards, to come and rescue her. Because she was considered such a great sinner that she did not have the right to be buried in a consecrated ground. That's why her spirit is still connected with this place.
And what type of things do they have happen now that they think might be her ghost?
Well, the guardians from today, they tell me that during the nighttime they still see some flickering lights from maybe candles. They hear some doors squeaking or squeaking. So, and they kind of feel like a presence. It's around. And I've heard that from generations of guards. Maybe there's something around.
Now, you also said kind of an interesting story. That could just be legend, but you actually found skeletal remains.
Yeah, we did find some skeleton remains. Now, I cannot tell you for sure, for 100% that is Anna, but we did find a skeleton who's 100% woman, not without the head, and with some markings on the bones. But we are waiting for some further analysis from the anthropologists and from the DNA tests and so on and so forth to be able to tell you for sure that is Anna.
Now, not only did they behead her, well, they tortured her by putting her in a seat that had spikes all over it?
Yeah. They placed her in something that was called the chair of Judas. Normally that is reserved for traitors, but considering that she was accused of cheating on her husband, that's also some kind of a treason, yeah? So she was placed on hundreds of spikes. They were smaller spikes, very sharp. They were on the seat of the chair, on the armrests, and on the backside. And basically, the weight of your body pressures you into those spikes, and they go into the body and they make you bleed. And obviously, it's very, very painful. So this is why she did confess to the crime.
And then he told the security guard to drag her by her hair.
Yeah, she was dragged here into the yard and on the execution spot by her really beautiful long blonde hair. So everything was designed for her to actually confess to this crime, whether she did commit it or not. But basically, she did say that she committed the crime because she was bored in her marriage and so she wanted some form of love in her life.
And then they decapitated her.
Yeah, they
And then what did they do with the body?
Sorry?
The body, they gave it to the hunting dogs?
They just left her body there hanging on the spot of the decapitation. So because there was blood and everything, the hunting dogs were attracted by this body and they do what dogs do. They started to eat her. And then, after 3 days, they just picked up her pieces and placed her in a box and then tossed her in a pit.
Because she couldn't be buried in consecrated earth.
Yeah, she was such a great sinner that she did not deserve the right to be buried in a consecrated ground.
And the reason you think that you might have found Anna is because you found a decapitated body and there are bite marks on the bones, chew marks.
Maybe some marks from those spikes, from the chair, maybe some teeth marks, but I told you these analyses have to come from a specialist, from a physical anthropologist, to be able to tell you 100% sure that that's what happened.
All right. Well, next we're gonna move on to the well and hear the ghost story and the torture story that took place there.